What a day. You look lonely. I can fix that. Not even that hard, just picture.
Hey, I got a Glock in my Rari. I 17
I know what's real.
I got a Glock in my Rari. 17 shots, no 38.
Yeah, she's fine to wonder when she'll be
I know
mine.
it's
She
real.
walked past us, rewind to see us one more time. Vodka soda, fast money, no slow bucks. No one can control us.
Well, I mean, the first thing that I actually have to do is I've got to put you on blast from the last episode because we were talking about Game of Thrones. I've never seen Game of Thrones, and I believe you. But why the fuck do you have all 4 fucking Game of Thrones characters as Funko Pops, you daft cunt?
Because
You're like, I won't watch
um,
Game of Thrones, but I'll advertise it.
2 seconds. What? Sorry.
It's fine.
Right. Do you want to do that again, or just want to leave it in?
Nah, just leave it out. I don't give a
Right.
fuck.
Okay. So yeah. For
Having a family is a chore, you know what I mean?
Pops. Oh, it is. It was $2.99 for a board game,
Yeah.
and it had all the Funko Pops. It's like, oh, there, look, Harry, he's got a sword. That'll do.
Name the characters first.
So-
Do you know their names, or are you just gonna guess?
Funko dude, Swordy boy, Blondie, Ice fighter,
Ice Fighter and Iron Man.
and Zombie Iron Man.
Zombie. It's like from Marvel Zombies, yeah.
It
yeah,
is, yeah.
when Zombie Iron Man shows up at the end of Game
Yeah.
of That's why everyone hated Season 7 was the big crossover with Marvel, yeah.
Yeah.
Really fucking spoiled it.
But yeah, I mean, like, this is Arm Fall Off Boy from
right, aye.
Suicide Squad. Didn't really like the character. It was a quid. I'll have that. I just see cheap Funko Pops. I'm like, I'll have that.
Yeah.
this one's class. £2.
Who
When
the
I put it in my
fuck's
car.
that? Who is
It's
it?
Green
Butt plug.
Goblin.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's a butt plug as well if you're brave enough. But Green
Well-
Goblin from No Way Home. So yeah.
Green Goblin, these nuts, yeah. Big.
There's no. Yeah, that's my porno name actually. There is no
Why is
no
his penis
symmetry.
green, what?
Yeah, there's no symmetry to these at all.
Yeah.
It's like I've got an Iron Man helmet, and then in between Iron Man and Wolverine is Rodney from Only Fools and
Yeah,
Horses.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's so funny, because I was like, in the fucking first episode or whatever, I was just like, you've just advertising all your shit that you fucking... Like, the missus was like, she fucking watched us, seen us editing it or whatever, and she was like, yours just looks shit compared to Paul's. You've got nothing in the background. So I was like, well, what do I care about? So I just put some energy drinks there.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've got 3 Red Bulls in the back. Do you know what I mean?
That's just actually 3 Red Bulls I haven't thrown away, to be fair. Because I just don't give a fuck. There was a time when I was like, you must have the most interesting background ever, and I just don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I mean? It's like I stopped buying clothes a long time ago. But my girlfriend buys us like print T-shirts and stuff, and then people are like, yeah, like thinking I'm like super into print T-shirts. I'm just like, I'm not into anything.
Yeah, same. Mine's like Death riding a unicorn, and like
course,
people will be
yeah.
like, "Oh, he's like an ally." Nah, he is all. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone, gay or straight. Like I'm not an ally to anyone. Do you know what I mean? I put it on. That's it. There's no like, ooh, I'll wear this today. It's just like I'll wear that.
What's the
That's
like
it.
flag for people who just are intolerant of everyone?
Yeah, we need one of those. We need one of those months as well.
But it's like not like white power, because you don't care about whites either. You know what I mean? Like,
No, it's not even that.
It's not like
it's not thinly veiled racism. It's just we hate everyone.
Yeah, I don't want like a straight white male flag, because that's just the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
it. Yeah.
I just need a flag for people who just hate all people.
Yeah, same. Where's our month? Do you know what I mean? Pride gets a month, don't they?
Yeah.
So I want a month.
Every month's our month as white men.
Oh well, apparently yeah.
every month, you know what I mean?
But when you
Obviously-
also hate white men, it's not really.
Oh,
do you know what I
God,
mean?
yeah.
Because they're also the enemy too. So I hate straight white men as well, just like all other races.
I hate straight white men, you know what I mean? Stealing all the women, being straight and white. I mean, you know, I've already got a girlfriend or whatever, but you know what I mean? Stealing all the women, you know what I mean?
All of
Stealing
them.
all the jobs.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's
the
fucked
podcast
anyway.
is
We've got
great,
the
innit?
fucking, have you seen that poster? Was it I think it was Daily fucking Fail. You know, I hate the Daily Mail, so I won't ever click on one of the links. But I'll read the heading if it flashes up somewhere. And it was like they've just found fucking microplastics in like human
Testicles.
balls.
Yeah, I saw that.
We're so fucked on. It was like, you know, the Spider-Man meme where they're like looking at each other and it's like, you like the three Spider-Men.
Yeah.
And someone was like fucking the boomers with fucking lead poisoning and like us with microplastics in the fucking
Yeah, in what sack, yeah.
What was so fucking stupid about, like, I didn't read the article, I just read, like, someone had just, like, summarized it, and it was like, and it was also found in 47 dog testicles, and I was like, one, that's an odd number.
Yeah.
Who's this dog with one ball? This is my dog, Hitler.
That's the story, do you know what I mean? That's the story.
us more about
Lead
it.
with that. Like, what happened to that dog?
Why were you I think what happened is, because obviously if they were doing these tests, I presume the dogs were dead, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, because they do, like, testing on fucking dead animals or something, or they were just, like, animal testing or whatever. So I presume a ball was lost.
Yeah.
Like,
Must have been.
Like, counting them, I'm like, pretty sure there's 48 balls here.
Yeah.
Like, and then their colleagues just like,
Yeah,
just chewing.
I don't know where it is, like, typical ball eater, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Why did your breath smell like dog balls? And you're just like, whoa, I haven't been eating the balls. I've just been sucking up a dog. Like, all right. You fucking
Well.
weirdo. Well. You sound like you're ready for management.
Yeah, that's it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, Twitter's just a wasteland of stuff.
I
Like,
know.
but just going back to your point about you just read like you didn't read the story, you just read the headline. That's how all white men get that news, especially the racist ones. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, I'll read the headline, but I won't read anything else. But I'm still gonna be furious.
Well, it's just that thing I hate this about myself, I guess, is like, obviously I hate the Daily Mail and I hate all their fucking leaning and I hate their general rhetoric, but then I'm still susceptible to like silly stories. So like when I see a silly story, I'm like, oh, I want to know about that, but then I'm like, but I won't click on it out of spite because I just dislike that fucking company or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just like, fuck them, they're assholes. They fucking hate everyone. Yeah. When really I should be totally on board with them because they hate everyone.
Yeah, because they hate
they
everyone.
don't actually. They don't. They're like rich people. You know what I mean? Like, so
that's it.
whereas I hate everyone, especially the rich people. Speaking of the fucking election, isn't it? With the fucking confirmed the election.
Cannot wait.
That's gonna be.
I watched the conference or whatever you want to call it. Basically, him in the fucking rain getting poured on while he was like, "I'm gonna bring Britain back better." And like, you're not though, mate, are you? Because you haven't.
You've had 14 years.
Yeah, you've had 14 years of this fucking shite, and he's like, "Yeah, but I'm gonna deliver." Like the best UK's been in years. Like if you go back and look at Labour, like I don't care about politics at all. They're all dickheads. Keir Starmer's a dickhead. He just happens to be a dickhead who's in Labour, who actually seem to care about poor people. I'm not saying Keir Starmer does, but Labour seems to. Like Shuastar, you won't know what that is because you don't have kids, but it was basically a place where mothers could take their kids, get them weighed.
Yeah, I've been going all the time, yeah.
Yeah.
There with a bag of 47 fucking dog balls. I'm like, hey! I've got the beard. I look like I shouldn't be near like fucking kids, really.
So I was that weird man outside with dog testicles outside of Shuastar.
Was he a sex pest? No, he's just fucking weird.
He's just weird,
just
man.
lonely.
Just leave him alone. Don't judge him. He wants to make friends with babies. So yeah, they closed all the Shuastars down.
Oh,
and
right,
they're like,
okay.
we've done everything we can for the poor. When he's actually been caught on camera saying, "Oh, we closed this place down and put more funding into a rich area and stuff." You're like, well, no, you're a cunt, mate.
Yeah,
That's what you are.
The problem is like, it's the most. It's like, I feel like the Tories are going to lose, but I feel like it's going to be like the most disappointing victory ever. Like where it doesn't actually feel like. You know what I mean? Like years ago, you'd be like, "Oh, it'd been so good to have beat them." This time, it feels like, "Oh, yeah, of course they're gonna lose because they're that shit." You have to be a fucking out of touch arsehole to fucking vote for them in the first place.
Well, that's it. Yeah.
But then, like, Labour doesn't sound any fucking bad. The only thing I'm thinking is because like we obviously live in very working class areas who typically always vote Labour. So it's like, I'm not saying my vote doesn't count, but my vote isn't going to make like a deciding difference because this area will probably vote Labour anyway. You know what I mean? It's not like a, what do they call them in America? Like a swing state where it could go either way sort of thing. So it's like, so the only thing I'm trying to think is like, right, well, we can point to fucking 14 years of like, Tory rule and go, that sucked, so we'll try Labour. But then, like, can we all agree that if we vote Labour in this time and then they suck, we'll try a different party entirely? It'd stop this 2 points. Because in 4 years' time, if fucking Earth hasn't fucking folded on itself and it's not like a Mad Max fucking universe, which is why I'm growing this beard, you know what I mean? I'm just getting ready. You know what I mean? I've already given up and I'm trying to live on like 1 drop of water a day, you know?
Yeah.
Like, can we just agree to like fucking try a different fucking party at least in 4 years' time? Because in 4 years' time we'll be able to point to go, well, 14 years of Tory sucked, and then we've just had 4 years of Labour that sucked, so let's try neither one. I mean, I personally like. I think I align with more of the message of like,
party.
yeah.
Which is the one that doesn't like blacks.
Yeah, yeah. I'm all for supremacy. I'm thinking like some sort of UK chapter of the KKK. You know what I mean? Like,
wasn't that UK?
I look great in white. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
can you imagine the thing? You know, like how the UK. I think. Well, I mean, it's probably like a quintessential UK thing, but I think like we're quite not stylish. Do you know? Like we're very like. We're a bit lame, really. You know what I mean? When it comes to like fucking logos and fucking, you know, like advertising and things like that. And can you imagine like our chapter of the KKK in like Union Jack? Fucking, it would just look so awful. But that's what we'd do. It'd be like so over the top and shit.
Even the KKK wouldn't like the British chapter. Like, that's ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
You're just getting it so wrong.
Even if we just tried like the English flag, which is just obviously white with the fucking red cross, so we just did basically a KKK outfit, but we'll fucking put a red cross on. Someone would be like, red, that could be associated with like a Middle Eastern country. No, we don't like it.
Yeah, like, ooh, are you trying to say Indians are acceptable in this charge? You know what I mean?
And no one's acceptable except us.
Yeah, nobody but the whites.
But yeah, I was saying like I probably like align more with like the Green Party. And it's not that I'm like massively into like recycling and things like that. It's just like because I'm not.
Yeah.
Like
No.
it's just more like they actually seem to like care about redistribution of wealth. Actually,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not just saying it for fucking points. Like they actually like believe in that. You know what I mean? Because for me, I've seen like it gets a lot of thing where people say, well, if there's a minimum wage, there should be a maximum wage, and it's like, no. Like I understand the sentiment, like, but like you know what I mean. Like some people aren't gonna work if there's a maximum, they're gonna go, well, I'll just whatever my unique skill set is, I'll just go do that somewhere else. I think it should be more like companies should be more reasonable. You know what I mean? Like I think it's the CEO of Tesco got like 9 million. Nobody needs to be paid 9 million.
I do.
Yeah.
Just,
you know what I
just
mean?
if anyone's handing out 9 million, I'm not on this guy's side.
Blumpkin
I
Patreon.
Yeah, Blumpkin Patreon. Yeah, 9 million.
Yeah.
We'll stop the podcast
because I don't give a fuck about, you know, talking shop. Like, did they actually take my podcast, my Patreon away from being 18 plus, or do they still think that we're trying to upload gay porn? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think they still think that we're trying to suck each other off on the toilet. To be fair. Which we are, but not on video. Like that would be weird.
All I'm saying is, if that's the route that Patreon's leaning will go down, maybe we'll just have to fulfill.
We'll blame Patreon. We're not gay. It's Patreon.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're just like, why are you
gay.
taking that camera equipment to the fucking public toilets? You're just like, Patreon?
Patreon
made us do it?
Yeah, they still think we're doing pornos. Like, to be fair, so it said it could take 48 working hours. Like,
right?
What?
That's such a fucking crock. 48 working hours. What if they do like a fucking 2-hour day?
Yeah, exactly. So it could be a couple of months.
Yeah.
But we'll stick the Patreon link down below. There's nothing on it yet.
Well,
but,
it's just. I'll just unlist fucking the YouTube videos or something before they put them on Patreon a day early or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's
but
it.
It just sucks we cannot upload them directly. Anyway, enough shop. Unrelated, going from that, I need to tell you about 2 things that begin with G that are just totally unrelated. But my friend was like, have you ever heard of gnoming?
Gnoming?
Mm-hmm. So apparently...
I want it to be a sex thing. I want it to be.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, so you get a gnome, you put it straight up your ass. I mean, you can. No, who am I to stop you? You know what I mean? What am I, the fucking security at the garden centre? Do what you want. Let you live. But apparently it's like a thing you can do on Reddit where it's like to get revenge on someone you hate, you know, like where you can do those things where it's like have them send a card to someone's house and you open the card and it's like got loads of shit in that falls out, like glitter and that.
Oh, all right.
And
I
it's
think
like
actual shit.
Yeah, actual shit.
Yeah,
that would
like,
be,
wow.
you
That's
probably
dedication.
can like a really wrapped up box and there's just a fucking dog shit in the fucking box. And then they fucking do a test on it like they did for microplastics, and they find out it was actually fucking human shit, and some guy's just been like, they fucking feed us moose all day to fulfill orders. Like, it's like, wow, that's so fucking... What am I talking about?
That's messed up, man. Anyway.
I genuinely have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, Norman, so apparently it's like a revenge thing where like, or not even a revenge thing, I suppose just like a shit prank, but I just thought it was mental. Like, he was telling us about, you basically pay someone, and what they'll do is they'll put a gnome in someone's garden. And then every time that person, like, they'll do this for like a month or something, every time that person takes a gnome away, they'll put another gnome plus one. So you remove one, then you come back and there's two gnomes, and you're like, eh?
Yeah. What's going on? But also, I like kind of like gnomes. You know what I mean? So
it's
that's,
like the
that's
thing is,
right.
you've got to be really careful how you do that, dude, because you do that to like fucking like you or me. It's funny, and you're like, oh, someone's fucking around. You do that to like someone who's like borderline schizophrenic, and they're just like the fucking gnomes are torn. They've got voices for them. They start naming them.
Yeah, well, that's it. The gnomes have come to life.
They've got like 300 gnomes in the house, and there's 400 in the garden. They're just like, jeez.
Yeah, like, what's going on? You can see the gnomes, right? Like, no, I'm your imaginary friend.
Yeah. But I was just like, what was so funny though? He was like, oh yeah, apparently you can like pay for it on the dark web, and I was like, what have you been doing on the dark web?
The dark web?
And he's like, well,
what?
He's like,
that's another question he needs to answer.
He was like, well, I wasn't on it, I just heard about it. I'm like, from who? From where?
Really though?
I'm just like, alright. He's like, yeah, when you try and search for like naked pictures of children who are the height of gnomes, then you find out about gnoming. I'm just like, dude, no.
That's unacceptable. I mean, this is where this guy's getting his dog testicles from. We know that now. Do you know what I mean? The dark web.
I wonder if you could go on the dark web and order 47 dog testicles. And then you do tests on them, and like only 4 of them are dogs, and most of them are like Indonesian children's. Like, fucking.
Oh my god. No, that's. Yeah, I mean, I thought that would have been something you could have just asked for on Reddit. Do you know what I mean? I didn't think it would take such a turn to the dark web.
I think he like it probably was Reddit, and he's just like misheard it and thought it was the dark. Or somebody wrote in the post on Reddit that it was the dark web. Because I'm thinking like, you're not computer literate enough to go on the dark web.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It.
But yeah, that was the first G, and then the second G is, have you heard the word gooner before?
Yes, I have. I've actually only recently, because it was on some Twitter post. It's basically where you're addicted to porn or something.
It's like,
and you just
it's
spend your
just
days jerking it.
Yeah, it's just like a hardcore porn fucking. It's basically wanker essentially, but like wanker is just kind of a catch-all term in the UK specifically. It doesn't actually. A lot of the time when you're calling someone a wanker, you're not actually referring to them having a wank. You're just saying you're an arsehole, you're a dickhead, you're a piece of shit, you're a loser, whatever. You're a wanker. Whereas, no, like fucking gooner's like hardcore, like it's your personality.
Yeah.
Like, I'd seen a fucking post, and it was like some guy doing a power presentation on it. It was like how fucking gooners were like the smartest people ever because they were like taking fucking pleasure to a new level by fucking edging to porn. Like,
that's stupid. Do you know what I mean? It's like, life is so full of shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the one pleasure some people might get, and they're like, oh no, I'll just delay that.
That's how I get through. I mean, I've got a girlfriend, but it's still RedBull and Gooning. Like,
yeah, RedBull and Gooning is definitely the title of this episode.
It's the fucking title of my life. Like,
yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, that's your autobiography, so RedBull and Gooning.
I was saying this to her because I was like, we need a new name for like what you and your friends do, which is gay sex. No, it's like her and her friends like read those fucking they call it fairy smut. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, you said in the last episode.
So they're like reading that shit, and it's like, it needs its own name because that's just gooning with extra steps.
Yeah,
that's lady gooning. Do you know what I mean?
Oh no, you didn't say that in the episode. I heard that somewhere else. Forgive me. So yeah.
So it's just like we need like a fucking name for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it needs to be like, you know what I mean? Because that's just like women watching porn and being like, porn's disgusting, and then they just like, I'm picturing someone getting fucked. I'm just like, we just look at it.
The rings.
We just look at
the rings.
I'm just thinking of fantasy movies now, like never ending gooning.
That's
like
Game of Goons.
Goon of Thrones.
Yeah, there you go.
Game of Goons. There's Ice Goon. Ice Goon, Dragon Lady Goon, fucking Sword Goon. Who
I
is
couldn't
that
tell
one?
you.
Show us that one.
Which
close
one?
up the opposite end of the ice one. The one closest to you.
This
Yeah,
one?
show us closer. I actually have no idea who that character is from this distance. Oh, the fuck. Maybe it's Arya Stark. Yeah, fucking hell. That,
See the Geordie one. Oh, yeah, Star.
Wait, I. Do you know, like, do you know when some people, the problem with Funko Pops, apart from them being tried, what?
Like, they are like.
But the problem with them is, like, if you look really generic or your character is really generic, your Funko Pop looks shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard to make your Funko Pop interesting. Like, obviously, Ice King, he's fucking blue, frozen, and he's got fucking ice horns on his head. So, like, that makes so fucking much sense. Where, like, that's really readable, even at, like, a fucking dumb level. Or, like, say, like, you see, you've got fucking Donatello in the background, and you're like, you know what I mean? He's got his fucking stick, and he's a giant humanoid turtle.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you can tell who that is, yeah.
you know what I mean? But then
And I've
it's
got Casey Jones as well.
Casey Jones, yeah, with his iconic mask. But then you just think, like, you just have, like, someone really fucking generic. Like, say, well, what's a fucking show? Reacher that's just been out. Say they did Reacher.
Yeah.
That's just a fucking guy.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just,
that's the
just
guy.
a guy. It's
Like,
just
there's
a
nothing
dude, yeah.
about it. Like, it's not even like there's an item you could put in his hand and go, well, that's Reacher. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, at least with
That's
me,
it.
you could put, like, a fucking can of Red Bull and some fucking porn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think with every episode, there should be more Red Bull each time.
It just wouldn't be fucking hard, mate. It wouldn't be fucking hard. To be fair, I'm not exclusive to Red Bull, though. I am just an energy drink slut. Have you seen the one from
Yeah.
Aldi called Dark Thunder?
That definitely sounds like a porn name.
I love when they've got, like, shit names, like, you know what I mean? Like, the
No.
Dark Thunder. Well, it's because Red Bull, so they did Red Thunder. And that's that
Right,
Red Bull, but
okay.
then they do bigger cans, and I'll typically pick a bigger can if I can, because I'm massive and I'm a piece of shit. And that's that, like, Dark Thunder's that, like, Monster Energy one where they've basically copied the can from that. It's just
Right, got you. Right. So,
and they're all just different colours: purple Thunder, gnome
yeah,
flavored
I don't
Thunder.
drink energy drinks at all.
Yeah.
I don't even drink caffeinated coffee. I drink decaf.
Yeah, that's disgusting. How do you get through life?
Right now, exercise. That's what. Believe it or not,
Oh
that's
my
what gives
God.
me energy. I don't look like I
Oh my
exercise.
god, you've turned gay.
I know, I definitely have. But yesterday, I was the nightmare. I'm going to talk about my job for a second. A South Park special came
Gay
out
porn,
yesterday.
what?
Gay porn. I do gay porn. And I edited it. I recorded it, edited it. Started at 10, finished at 4.
Yeah.
3. Sorry, finished at 3. Video was limited, so I've missed the window for it getting lots and lots of views. But at 3 o'clock, I was like, should I edit it again? I was like, no, I'm going to go exercise. And at that moment, I was like, what is wrong with me? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I chose exercise over sitting down. But yeah, I hate my job, and I can't wait to quit.
So, like, if
Genuinely.
you post it, you've edited it, and then they do limited ads. Can you take it down and repost it, but then you've missed the window because that's literally a certain time in the day where it's more
Yeah.
likely to get views?
Well, basically, I get like about 3,000 views per normal South Park video,
Yeah.
which is 12, 15 quid.
Yeah,
So I get a special. If I get it out first, it's like 30,000 views, which is about 120 quid.
Yeah.
So if I get 3,000 views on that, I make it a little bit more money because it's longer.
Yeah.
But it's basically first out the door. It's like it's the competition between
Ah,
every reactor who's like small,
Yeah.
like me. It's just like if you get it out first, you'll get a couple extra thousand views.
Yeah.
And I clearly haven't. I'm not even going to Google it because if I do, I'll be depressed. So they limited the video, and I already know now that's going to affect people watching mine because they're like, oh well, this big reactor's done it, so I'll just
Yeah.
watch them. And that's the way it always works.
Yeah.
So
Have you considered being like, is it Bert Kreischer, the fucking, like, that shit comedian where, like, in America, he just takes his top off for no reason? Just spice your videos up, just be the guy with his tits
Yeah.
out, you know what I mean?
just I might just hang
Do
down.
you know what I mean? Like, just hang dong at every episode.
Yeah.
Call the episode South Park Reaction Hang Dong.
Yeah, and that might get us 3 more views.
Like,
you
and,
know what I mean?
yeah, and that'll be me watching it on repeat.
Yeah. When you're Gooning.
When I'm gooning with Red Bull one arm, my penis in the other.
Yeah. No, I don't want to scare away what little audience I
Yeah.
have. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's world's smallest violin. I've got 15,000 subscribers, I think, 14,000, and I get to sit and laugh at videos all day. But it's just depressing
But
when
I
you
think
edit a video.
that's I mean, obviously, you know, like I've just told you, I just quit my job because it was fucking
Yeah.
making us so fucking depressed. But obviously, like, it was like, because I was not getting any fucking support, but it was also like fucking hard work. And not that I
Yeah.
shy away from hard work, but if I'm like fucking exhausted at the end of the day, and then I'm being undermined in every fucking conversation I have, I'm like, I'm not gonna do this much longer. Where it's
Yeah.
like, but it's the proof that like it doesn't matter what you do, like it can still be shit.
yeah.
I think the thing is people will say, not on this, but I think people in general will be like, well, I don't want to hear like a fucking influencer upset because like
Yeah.
you've got the fucking best life, and it's like,
But I don't.
but you don't. Like I watch a lot of podcasts where like they're like literally like, I mean, it wouldn't be hard to be 20 times bigger than us, but I mean like they're like, you're talking thousands and thousands, like some videos are getting like 60, 70,000 views, and they're talking about like they're making like $2 to $3 grand a month.
Yeah.
And it's just like that. Well, you know what I mean? You can make $2 a month in a lot of entry level jobs. Maybe not
Yeah.
$2 grand, but like $1.5 grand is quite common. Like that's very close to minimum wage, 40 hours a week.
Yeah. Well, that's
And it's like, that's the kind of time you're putting in, because that's the thing. I think people always see the finished product, and what they don't see is that
The
you
hours and
the
hours you put
hours
into
and
it.
hours that you put into it. Like I would say with yourself, because of the time investment. Obviously, you've been doing it for years. Obviously, you get so much more proficient at fucking editing your videos. So like, but when you're in the beginning, in particular as well, it's like sometimes your first edit, even if it's like a 10-minute video, can take you like 2-3 days. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
or more.
this South Park was 50 minutes long, and I thought to myself, I'll take about an hour and a half, and it literally took from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock in the afternoon to get it up and out. And I mean, like the bigger YouTubers, they have editors. They record it and they send it off to somebody, and then they upload it to that channel, and they don't have to do anything. But I thought personally I would be in a position now where I'd make enough money I could hire an editor.
Yeah.
And that's what I was working towards. But now I'm like, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, when can I get a better job? And when I do, I am quitting. And
Yeah.
I am. Like, I'm going to put a video up on YouTube, like, see you. And if you want to watch the videos, you can go to Patreon,
Yeah.
because I'm just done. Ever since they changed their fucking rules, which they change every month now,
Yeah.
I went from getting quite a bit of money to a fraction of that, and it's just insane
Yeah.
how they can just change what they want without telling you, and then you've just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
And it's fucking stupid. It's like my videos will get a set of views, and they'll never push it out to anybody else.
Yeah.
It's never, congratulations, your video's appealing to a wider audience. It's always, your audience is watching this. I'm like, well, yeah, I know, because my audience like the videos.
Yeah.
But they don't push it out to anybody else, so it's just always the same amount of views for the same videos, and it's just frustrating.
It's weird though, isn't it? It's like it's that thing of like, after all this time, no one can truly figure out the algorithm, because the videos change all the time, the rules change all the fucking time. It's like you did that fucking second channel where you were doing like reactions to not reactions, sorry, you were editing doing platinum trophies on PlayStation.
Yeah.
And it was like, how many views did that one video got? It got fucking thousands and thousands. Yeah.
81,000.
And it was just like,
Yeah.
but then you watch your other videos on that channel and they're just as good. So like, why did that one video fucking blow up? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like for
that's
me
it.
personally, as a viewer who I pay for YouTube Premium because I watch it all the fucking time. For me, none of the thumbnails or the title or anything seemed different to me on that video. Like there's nothing about it where I thought, well, I want to click on that one more. I was like, nah, I want to watch them all, and they're all fucking just as good.
Yeah.
So it's just like so strange.
That Platinum Planet is, I loved doing that, but the work is more than it is to do reactions.
Oh god, yeah.
So, but I mean, I'm busy. I've got 5 videos that I'm working on for Platinum Planet now, because I want to get a bunch out, so I can
Yeah.
just put one out a week. So I'm still doing it, and people are messaging us like, "Oh, this channel's really great. We're thinking do big things," and I'm like, "Oh, well, okay, I'll keep going." But at the same time, I'm just like, if I get a video that does 600 views again, and I spend 40 hours editing it, I just want to kill myself. Like, I get why YouTubers start and then they're like, nah, fuck this.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, I've got no life. Do you know what I mean? And I'm lucky enough, I've got a girlfriend who's like, do it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? She's like, get it done.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky enough. I see a girlfriend, she'll tell us off for that. Partner.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But in my mind, I think a partner's more of like a fucking gay thing, or if you're a policeman.
It's I say partner, and I think, do they think I'm fucking a dude? And I
Yeah.
think about it, and I'm like, well, should I be offended by that? Because I could fuck a dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm decent enough.
Well,
dudes
that's it.
have got low standards. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, like this morning, I was up at 7:30 getting platinum trophies on Vice City.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's
fucking
not
love
like I'm
Vice
not
City.
dedicated to do it.
Yeah.
It's just finding the time
It's that
to
thing
do
though,
it.
like say, even like a small game, like I'm trying to think of a really small game what I fucking enjoy. Oh, Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2's campaign's 5 hours.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. I think it's like one of the best shooter campaigns of all time, and I've played it loads of times. on every difficulty and stuff because I'm sad, and it's class.
It was class.
But
it was amazing.
to do the fucking trophies, like you're probably throwing at least 2 playthroughs because you probably want to do it on the highest difficulty, and then do the easier ones on an easier difficulty. So let's just say, arguably, you got it in 2 playthroughs. That's 10 hours just to get the trophies. So now you've got 10 hours of video to edit.
Yeah.
And then it's like 10 hours of video to edit, and you've got to scrub through to the points that like are either funny, interesting, or literally the trophy unlock popping up.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you've got the other layer of like, now I have to try and make it as cohesive as a video and then interesting. And obviously, you personally, and I think one of the reasons that I really enjoy that channel is obviously it's a sense of humor that's fucking prevalent throughout. But like, that's not easy to fucking, you know what I mean, capture and maintain.
Well, that's it.
And it also means that if you're playing, much like you'll know from your reactions when you're watching it, you're like, I'm kind of on right now. I have to fucking be on. You know what I mean? That's the obviously we've done loads of podcasts over the years, and this is why I think this one's different, because I don't care. This podcast is just an excuse for a weekly catching.
Yeah, that's it. Just so we can talk shit.
Just so we can fucking talk shit, because otherwise we just won't.
It's not like we're on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just this.
I'm on, mate. I'm semi.
I mean, I'm semi.
I'm ready
always
for a
semi.
Red Bull.
Do you know what I mean? No, but what I mean is like when we play like video games, which is very, very rarely, but when we do, we're just making each other laugh at stupid shit, and that's what this is.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, just stupid shit. But yeah, back to your point about like 10 hours of footage. Like what people don't understand is that I'll watch that 10 hours, edit bits out, and then I'll watch it again. So it's going from 10 hours to 9 to 8. So I've watched it for 40 hours myself. Do you know what I mean? And then you get numb to it.
And we've talked about a fucking hype aspect.
It just lagged there.
Really? No. It just well, it didn't for me, so it seems fine.
The internet connection is unstable. Just like me. Right, that's back.
Your internet connection is mentally unstable. All right.
But you get numb to it. You're like, is this funny anymore? Because I've laughed 5 times. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not laughing now.
But that's what I'm saying. So that was like the fucking. That's like we were doing like a kinder example by giving you like a short game. Average games are probably at least 12 hours plus. You know what I mean? So that was a 5-hour game example. So you're double and triple and quadruple in the time. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen people in the comments on that fucking video, the one that did like 8,000, going like, do Elden Ring, and I'm like,
yeah.
If he did Elden Ring, he'd die. Like he could do Elden Ring, but he'd be like, it'd be the only video he made that year on all of his channels.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it would. It would.
And it would be a good video.
Bloodborne?
Yes, it'd be a good video. But like, when there's no guarantee that it'll do well, the return on investment's pretty fucking. It's pretty out there. You know what I mean? No one ultimately gives a fuck if you fail. That's the thing.
Well, that's it.
It's that thing is, as you get older, I think the reason you care less is because you realise the older you get, people actually don't give a fuck about you.
No,
and not in like a mean way. It's just people are just so involved in their own shit. Like it's that thing of like, it's really hard to like personally. Like I don't like being around large groups of people. But the older I get, I am getting better because I realise people don't give a fuck. Like they might look at us or glance at us, but they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm not getting used to it. I still hate it.
Well, I mean, I had a panic attack fucking yesterday where I was like fucking raging because obviously I'm driving a fucking van for work, and driving a van, you don't have your fucking rear view mirror. You just have your side mirrors because obviously it's the back of the van. So it's harder to reverse, in my opinion. It's like some people disagree, but like I'm still not fucking used to that because also I'm used to the kind of angle on a car mirror. Whereas a van mirror is like bigger, larger, and it's more further out so that you get a fucking more range. But as that changes like the distances of everything in your mind. So like it's like a different point of judgment that you have in a car. You know what I mean? Where it's like just about any car I could get into, and if it's a normal fucking 4-door car, straight away I'll be able to fucking parallel park and reverse park and no bother. In the van, I'm like, oh, I've got a blind spot here, and it's like completely blind. It's not like the little blind spots you have in the car, which is like the sides of the windows and things like that. So yeah, yesterday I couldn't find the fucking job that I was going to. Like the sat-nav wouldn't take us there, and the supervisor was being a fucking cunt because he just doesn't like us, and he says he's quitting, so he's 1 foot out the fucking door. Doesn't give a fuck about me. Certainly doesn't give a fuck about the job, but he doesn't want to fucking help us in any way. So I was asking him like where it was, and he was like saying follow the sat nav, and I'm like yes, but the sat nav hasn't taken us to it. And then he's like, well, it's down this fucking cobbled street in Whitby. He's like, oh, it's down this cobbled street and it says road closed. And I couldn't find it for fucking ages. And we had a conversation. He was talking. It was like I was a fucking idiot. And I got very annoyed. And I was like, I'm going to hang up because, you know, you're talking. It was like I'm a fucking mug, basically.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm literally following the sat nav. I've got a work phone and my personal phone that have both got map apps. And neither one will take us to the fucking place. I'm close to it, obviously, but I'm not exactly there. And wherever I kept taking us to was a dead end. And then I went a different way. And then I did find a road that was a cobbled street. And it said road closed, and I thought, oh, well, this must be it. So I drove down it, but it was quiet because it was quite early in the morning, and it was like the main fucking street in Whitby, and it was barely a van wide. So then I ended up halfway down it, stuck, and there was vehicles on it, but you could only really fit one vehicle on a time, and I was basically going the wrong way against the vehicles. Because it was road closed, I shouldn't have driven into that street, but my supervisor had told us it was on a cobbled street with a road closed sign, and because obviously we do works on sites, sometimes we access those streets that are road closed.
Yeah.
So I ended up stuck on the street, and then I was stuck waiting behind delivery vans and everything, and then it got to the point where the street became insanely busy, so like hundreds of people started showing up to this street.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
And it was like, the path was like, if you think of a normal fucking path, it was like half that. Because obviously these are like the fucking original streets from probably the fucking Victorian era. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
I ended up having to reverse down this fucking street to get out. So I had to reverse down a cobbled street. And I mean, literally, it was like I was having to stop every fucking 10 seconds to let people pass because people were walking past with dogs, walking past with their kids in push brown. And they all thought I was a fucking wanker, basically, because I was literally like, I was like basically in everyone's fucking way. But I'd just done what I was fucking asked to do, and I didn't know the area, so I'd obviously, having never been there before. So, like, and then him fucking, you know, that was like the breaking point where I was just like, this is like it wasn't the first instance, so this was like the last instance where I was like, this guy doesn't want to, because I'd literally said, like, but I'm at this point, and you can see where it is in the map. I've sent you a ping to that map, and I'm 2 minutes away from you, apparently, but the turn off you're telling us isn't there. I was like, can you just come get us, and I'll follow you?
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, well, I've started setting up, so no. And I'm just like, all right.
Come on.
Well, I was like, you're an arsehole. Like, you're literally an arsehole. Like, that makes you a fucking prick. And, like, he'll fucking be telling people, well, he couldn't fucking find the place, and I found it straight away. But it's just like, I've been working there for 5 months, and I've found every other place in bother. Like, there's something fucked up on the sat-nav, but it's like, my phone sat-nav and the works phone sat-nav. You know what I mean? So what more can I fucking do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then I just thought, like, I'm at this point in my life where I'm like, why do I give a fuck about, you know what I mean, these people who don't give a fuck about me? I'll just go work somewhere else. Like, I've never had a problem finding a job. I'll just find another job. But, like I say, normally I'm getting better normally at crowded places, but that being having to reverse down that street and having everyone look at us, I was like,
oh yeah,
this
man.
is hell. If I died right now, that would be better than this. like I was like, someone walking up with like their like child in a pram, and I'm like, I hope that instead of a baby, it's a bomb, and it blows up the car and me, and maybe no one else but me dies, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Whatever takes me out of this situation.
Kills one.
Yeah.
It's just you, just like,
yeah. Even if it just
die.
blew a hole in the ground and my van fell underground and I was in a sewer and I just had to reverse out the sewer, but nobody was looking at us. The rats can watch.
Yeah.
I don't mind rats watching. I like animals. It's fine.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Fucking hell. Yeah. It sounds like a ball ache, mate. To be fair.
But it was
like,
that thing is like, I just started the company. Obviously, I just started the company this year, and it was my first time doing repair work. So obviously, I don't have experience, but they said that wasn't an issue and that I was going to get full training. I didn't. I got really subpar fucking training. The attitudes fucking stink, but the wage was shit as well. So it was one of those ones where it was like, oh well, if you do this in 3 years' time, you'll start getting quite decent for what you do wages.
Yeah.
So I was holding on to that because one of my friends worked there, and I was just who I love, obviously. So I was just like, well, I sometimes, not very often though. I was like, sometimes I get to work with my friend. That's great, and eventually the pay will be good, and technically it's a skill. But then at this point, like you say, half a year in, I'm like, I'm being treated like shit, and I'm making less money than I was making in fucking admin. And like admin is fucking soul destroying, boring. But you know what? At the end of the day, an admin, you know what, doesn't ache? My entire body.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't ache. Everything from the eyelids down.
Just your soul.
Do you know what I mean?
But
so I'm just like, fuck it, I'll just go to that.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just go back to that because I can just literally, I guarantee I'll have a job either early next week or the week after, I like 100% guarantee I'll be in admin again, and I'll be making more money.
Yeah.
Again,
And you won't feel like a broken mess.
and I'll just like, well, it's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I give it a fair shake. You know what I mean? Like I travelled. I fucking went and stayed down the fucking training facility in fucking like Manchester for 3 weeks. I don't think I've ever been away from your partner for 3 weeks in my entire relationship, like 10 years.
And you got to stay in a pirate hotel.
And I got to stay in a pirate hotel. There's like people probably don't know about this, but yeah, in Warrington there's like this really shit theme park. What the fuck's it called? It's gonna bug us now. It'll come to us at the worst, most inappropriate time, and I'll just blurt it out. But there's like this really shit fucking theme park, but attached to it is, or like adjacent to it, is a hotel, and the hotel does themed rooms. And obviously, I got to fucking stay in a pirate themed hotel for no fucking reason, which was fucking amazing.
You know what I mean?
I was good though, because the park was only open on weekends.
Of course.
And obviously, I was traveling back on the weekends, so I was thinking, I would have loved to have like finished work and then went to like a shit theme park. I love a shit theme park. Like the big one fucking up here used to be Metroland. Do you remember Metroland?
Oh, Metroland. Yeah, that was the shit.
Up in
I
Gateshead.
mean, it was shit, but
that was like one of those ones. It's like I've seen pictures of it recently and videos that like have emerged and stuff on TikTok and stuff, and I'm like, obviously in your mind's eye, it's so much better, and then you watch it, and I'm like, God, it's a bit shit, really. But like, I wish it still existed. Like, I do think it's
I mean, would never go,
and there's no money for them to be made there. But
yeah, I remember it. Yeah,
but,
I used to go to the cinema and then to Metroland when I was a kid. Never went on any of the big rides though, because I was always terrified. But you know,
are you just bad with rides in general?
Well, I fell out of a tree when I was a kid and bust me ribs. I was really high. Like, it's one of those moments where I should have died.
Yeah.
But I just broke me ribs. So ever since then, I'm like, I'm not risking anything, because that was the most pain I've ever experienced in my life. Well,
Jesus.
second most after having a dentist drill me nerve.
Fucking hell.
Oh yeah, I swore and everything. I was sweating, heart racing. I was like, "Fuck!" Like that. But I broke my ribs, and I was literally they were busted for months. I couldn't breathe, couldn't talk, couldn't laugh. It was horrible. So ever since then, I was like, yeah, heights are not for me anymore. Yeah. Like, but I was really high in this tree, like really fucking high. Stoned, and I stepped on a branch, and it was I just went down. And I was like, I'm gonna die here.
And you didn't. So wait, just to be clear, you didn't hit your head though.
No, I mean,
so what's your excuse?
I know I'm a retard.
What's the reason for that then?
I don't know. I mean, I've headbutted the odd wall every now and again. I haven't. No, but yeah, I didn't bang my head, just my ribs. Yeah, so that's not the excuse for me mild retardation.
It's weird because I don't like rides. I don't like that feeling of, like weightlessness that you get. Like that. Yeah. That's what people like. But yeah, because I've been such a fucking people pleaser in my youth, because I was just so fucking scared of what people thought of us and stuff when I was younger. I would go on rides, so I would go on the roller coaster and stuff, even though I literally didn't enjoy it. Whereas now I'm at that point where it's like, I think it depends on the ride. Like, it depends on the ride. Like, if I was at, say, Disneyland, it was like a Star Wars one or some shit like that, I'd be like, no, that does look quite fun. And, like, I'll go on it even if there's a drop or whatever.
I'd just be terrified the whole time.
But I wouldn't enjoy it.
Fun.
But
yeah. I don't like rides. Everyone's like, go on this ride. I'm like, no. Like, everyone's like, do you want to go to the fucking, I don't know, some place.
The Hoppins?
Yeah, just something like that. Or, like, do you know when you travel, go a day out, and it's like one of those places.
Yeah. Like a fairground, like a little one.
Yeah, what's for me to do? Walk around. Do you know what I mean? Like, watch everybody else enjoy themselves. No thanks.
I'm not scared of heights, so I like a Ferris wheel, because a Ferris wheel doesn't give you that weightless feeling, and you get a great view. I typically do like that, but that's about it, really. But what I always think's funny is, like, as you get older and you understand things more, and like you think about, like, I'm not safety conscious in the sense of, like, I'm living like in a fucking cotton ball and like I'm scared of shit. But like, it's that thing of like, I can understand you going to like a noted park in the UK, like Flamingo Land or something like that.
That's what I was like thinking
Alton Towers. I can understand that, but it's wild to take a risk on like the fucking like small carnival that essentially comes to town and be like
the Hoppins.
Yeah, like the Hoppins is a big one in the northeast and Newcastle. Like that's wild to be like, oh, I'll just go on that, and you're like, those rides aren't really fucking safe for the. You know what I mean?
That's it. You put your hands in like you put your life in the hands of a gypsy, and now I can say that because I'm part Romani, so can't come at us.
And I
My
can say
granddad
that
was
because I don't
Romantic,
give a fuck.
Well,
So, like,
yeah, we can say all the
so,
slurs
like,
because we
I
don't
just-
care.
Who cares?
No, but seriously, like, I don't understand it. Like, they charge £5 and they've got, like, a hands full of rings and stuff, tattoos of, like, you're going to die on this ride, tattooed on their forehead and that, and they're like, just get on board. I'm like, no thanks.
It's weird because, like, years and years ago, someone drove into the back of us, and in my car, like, I stopped at some new lines that had been painted for a new roundabout, and some guy didn't expect us to stop there, expected us to stop at the old lines. So it was kind of like he was in the wrong, but I can see why he did it. Anyway, crashing at the back of us, and I got whiplash.
Right.
So I know what whiplash feels like, and I literally had whiplash from, do you know, like the waltzers, which is just like the spinning car that goes around a little track. I had got whiplash from that one time where I was younger, though. This was before the car accident. I had the exact same pain, and then I realised, like, once I got whiplash from the thing, I was like, I got whiplash from that waltzer? And it was like, my girlfriend at the time loves waltzers. Like, that was like her thing. She was like, that's her favourite ride. She loves a
That's
waltzer.
her personality.
That was a whole, she was actually just a waltzer with long hair. And I'm like, damn, girl. Like, I'd sit in that.
Yeah,
You know what I
she'll
mean?
give us emotional whiplash.
Well, I mean, that happened. So she loved waltzers. And then, yeah, for some reason, like the car park fucking not far from the fucking house and stuff when I lived with my parents. Is it the range and shit now? It used to be the bowling alley and shit. Anyway, that car park just randomly had like a little fucking fairground carnival thing pop up. Some gypsies showed up, you know what I mean, and just set some shit up. So we went on the waltzer, and it was dead when we got there. Like, there was just nobody in this little fucking area. It was like on a Friday night or something, about 7-8 o'clock. So the lads who were running the waltzer just stood at our fucking car and just kept spinning it. So they were standing on the track because they're used to surfing the track, essentially, because, you know, like when you work on it all day, you become confident with these things. So they were just standing at our cart while it's going around, and they were just constantly going fucking thing, you know what I mean? And like the fucking, you know, like the pre-taped videos playing fucking terrible music, going, scream if you want to go faster. And I'm like, I'm screaming, but it's not because I want to go faster. Scream if you want to feel your legs ever again.
Scream if your testicles are now in your mouth.
And now we know why that dog only has one ball. He went on the waltzer. The other one went flying. Like, all right. So yeah, they were just like fucking, and then it was just like, I literally stood up afterwards and I was like, you know, like when I'm like, I'm good, and then it fucking wobble. I'm just like, it's class that. You know what I mean? You're trying to be like manly with your girlfriend, like, yeah, that was really good.
That was really good.
I liked the bit where I thought I was gonna die.
Why are you crying blood though, Ben? Because I'm a man. That's what we're crying.
Yeah, that's why I've got this squint, you know, like one eye's just slightly off. That's why. So I've got this limp, you know what I mean? So
yeah, that's why you.
So you know how, like, you were saying, like, I was asking you fell out the tree, did he hit your head? You know what I mean? This is why I'm like this, is because of the waltz.
Yeah, right.
I was like a fucking
waltzer and
fucking A-grade student. Like, I was fucking smashing everything. I had no tattoos. You know what I mean? I was going to go on to great things, and then I went on that waltzer, and I've just been a piece of shit ever since.
That's it. You were going to be the next Elon Musk.
Yeah, I was basically Albert Einstein. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
I can believe
like,
it, like, to be
1-to-1.
I was just his retarded friend, Teddy. Do you know what I mean? I was going to say his retarded friend, Teddy Einstein, but then they'd be related. That just goes to show how retarded I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm his friend, Teddy Einstein. No, you're my brother. Oh, okay, Albert. I'm his brother. Anyway, fucking hell. Yeah, but no, I didn't bash me brain, just me ribs.
So,
and it was very painful.
I mean, on that note, I think that seems like the perfect place to wrap up.
Yeah. I'm happy with that. I mean,
I just need you to say your tagline. Do you remember your tagline?
Yeah, just don't be a dick and don't shoot kids. I added to it. It wasn't that last time. That's the retardation there. I'm like, I said something about murdering kids.
Don't be gay and
don't be gay.
Don't shoot
murder
gays.
Kids.
All right.
Don't shoot kids. Murder kids. That was it, wasn't it? I don't know. Don't shoot kids. That's it. We got there.
We got there in the end.